Hi all, I'm Melissa and welcome to Oh My Word Melly. So I am back here today with a book tag, and that is the mid-year book freak out tag. So I think I did this same tag back in 2021, and last year I just couldn't film around this time, so I missed it. So if y'all still haven't seen my quarterly reading wrap up, the freak out tag, y'all can click up here to see how the first quarter of this year was for me in reading. And now we are halfway through. I can't even believe, guys, 6 months already done and dusted of 2023. So it's high time to check how my reading has been and also to see if I am on track. So without further ado, let's get right into the tag. So my reading goal for this year, I set it for 48 books, and so I don't only read 48, I try to read more than that, but 48 is that safe zone for me without much pressure. However, halfway through, or sorry, quarter way through to this year, if y'all again click up here, you can watch it. In that, I was having a very steady streak, and I was like targeting to even meet my goal by half the year, or like by mid-year. However, guys, my busy schedule and the reading slump had so many other plans for me. Anyway, I am not having a bad streak even mid-year. So, out of 48 books, I have so far read 32 books. So, I am like on track according to Goodreads. So, I am not worried, but I had plans of meeting my 48 by this time. Let's see what the first prompt is. Best books you've read so far in 2023. Gosh, this was difficult. I told you all I read 32 books. I'm not saying I love them all. They were like really disappointing books, but I did enjoy a lot, and I am still not there to say that this is the book of the year. I'm still not there, and I don't think I'll ever be there because gosh, it's so difficult. So, what I thought of answering here is basically listing down the books that I gave 5-star ratings. So, I have given 7 books a 5 stars rating so far, and starting off with I don't know, in no particular order though. So obviously, Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Love that book, guys. That's a book I'll like keep it right at your face and say read. So yes, so please read that. Then A Long Time Coming by Megan Quinn, which is the third and final book of the Kane Brothers trilogy. Gosh, I loved it so much. I read that in May. So you can click up here to watch my May TBR and see the thoughts or see my thoughts on that book. Then Two Wrongs Make a Right, which is the first book of the Wilmot sisters, I think duology by Chloe Lees. That's like, this is the first book of the year, and I absolutely loved it. I went into it because it was like trending and I saw a lot of people reading it, but I was like not expecting to love it so. Then, obviously, Secretly Yours and Unfortunately Yours, which is the Wine Maze duology by Tessa Bailey. Absolutely love those two books. I loved book 2 way, way, way more than book 1, but I just did not want to go and make book 1 a 4-star rating. Like, I didn't want to change my rating. It was a nice and cute, like, small town romance book, and like I love book 2 even more. Then I have to say A Clash of Fate and Fury by Rachel Menard, which is the second installment of the Labors of Jen duology. Guys, I devoured that book in a day, and it had like 400 odd pages. It was that good. I loved book 1 as well. Again, I have done an extensive review of both these books, so click up here if you all are interested in Greek mythology and like a Herculean retelling with a gender bent twist, LGBTQ characters. Like, this is a book for you. And finally, Beyond the Wand by Tom Felton. Guys, I never thought I'll love a memoir so much. Yeah. So these are like the 7 books that I have given 5-star ratings so far out of the 32 books that I have read. The best sequel or sequels you read so far in 2023. I have to say that I have read a lot of sequels of like continuing series that I have already started, and I did enjoy them. Like, I think I read Chain of Thorns, I read A Long Time Coming, then The Wine Miss, the Unfortunately Yours. Like, I read so many, and I think more than what I just mentioned too. But out of all that, like, the best sequel, guys, hands down, is Unfortunately Yours by Tessa Bailey, which is the second installment of the Wine Mist duology. Whoa, that was a really, really, really good sequel, like, and it gave this entire wrap to the duology as well at the end. I just absolutely loved it. I can't find fault in it. And like, it had the miscommunication trope, it had all that, and I still love the book. New releases you haven't read yet but want to. Gosh, there are so many books that have been released this year that I really want to, and to narrow down to at least 2 or 3 was tough, but I just want to say 3 here, and that is The Missus by E.L. James, which is the second book of the Mr. series by E.L. James, the author of 50 Shades of Grey. I absolutely love the Mr. I think I read it back in 2021, like I think 2020 or 2021, I can't recall when, and now I'm so eager that book 2 is out. I don't know if it's a duology or a series yet, so let's wait to find out, because I didn't not even know that book 2 was going to come out, and now it was released last week. I can't wait to read it. Then Kiss Me Mi Amor by Alana Quintana Albertson. This is the second book of Love and Tacos, I guess. I got the ARC of Love and Tacos last year, and I really enjoyed it. It was like a Mexican retelling or a twist on star-crossed lovers of Romeo and Juliet, with all this Mexican food rivalry and taco restaurants. I loved it. So I can't wait to read the second installment of it. And finally, Fake Dates and Mooncakes by Shirley. This is like a more Asian represented book, and like I think an love story. I can't recall it, but this is one of the books that I really wanted to read, with diversity and BIPOC representation. So these are 3 books that have been released so far that I still haven't read. I love this question, but this particular thing is a video idea of mine to come in a few weeks' time. So I have to be very strategic when I'm answering this, because if I give y'all all the answers to this question, I'll not have another video. The most anticipated releases for the second half of the year. If I am to pick one, because I'm not going to give you all the answers for this now itself, that is going to be A Curse for True Love by Stephanie Garber, the third and final book of the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy, which I absolutely loved. God, The Ballad of Never After was a fabulous read. I just can't wait to get book 3 and see how Evangeline's story is going to flow or end. I don't know what to expect. Like, oh, I love Jax. Y'all know, even from the Caravel trilogy, I had a special connection to the Fate. I really can't wait for this book. So this is one release that I am eagerly waiting for, and I have a few other books. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel, as well as click on the little bell icon, so that y'all won't miss out my future videos where I will talk to y'all more about books, my most anticipated releases for the next half of the year. So don't forget to subscribe. Biggest disappointments of the year. God, I read 32 books this year, which I told y'all that I did not enjoy all of them. And I was really disappointed by quite a few books. If y'all have watched my monthly reading wrap-ups, I think y'all would already know my answers for this. But some which I want to highlight again is the Daughter of the Pirate King and the Daughter of the Siren Queen duology by Tricia Levenseller. God, people said that book was fast paced, that you will be hooked, and I was struggling to get through to them. And it put me into a reading slump. I was really disappointed with that. Like, I used to want to read those books since even before I started booktube and bookstagramming, but God, it was a letdown. I don't know, again, it's my opinion. Some of you might have enjoyed it, but oof, this was such a disappointment. And one more is a book that even got an award, and that is In 5 Years by Rebecca Surley. It was trending, it was hype, people were dying over it, it won an award, and here I was wondering, so that's the story. That was my reaction because I absolutely did not enjoy. I just finished the book in a day. I'm not saying it's not fast paced and all that, but the story was so flat that I did not. It was such a disappointment for a book that won an award. Biggest surprises of the year. And for this, it's going to be The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid, as well as Beyond the One by Tom Felton. I think I have gone on and on about why these two books surprised me. And so Taylor Jenkins Reid's book was so hyped that I did not pick it up because of the hype. I was like really worried that people will come at me with pitchforks in case I read this and I didn't. But oh wow, I regret not reading it any sooner. I absolutely love that book. I just couldn't put it down. It was definitely worth the hype. And then Tom Felton's memoir, the autobiography, guys. I am surprised because it's a non-fiction book and I hardly ever read non-fiction. I started reading non-fiction this year, and who thought I would love that book? I would have that connection with the book. So it did whoa. Like it did wow my mind, it blew my mind. So yeah, these are the two books that surprised me so far this year. Favorite new author, debut or new to you? So for this is not a new author. It's Elizabeth Lim for me because it's a new author to me. I have not read any of her books before than starting Six Crimson Crane duology. And I absolutely enjoyed it to a point that I can't wait for one of her other books to be released this year as well. I think y'all know what I'm talking about. But guys, this is one of my new favorite authors. Like I already love Emmanuel Snow, Cassandra Clare, Tessa Bailey. I have so many favorite authors, and now Elizabeth Lim is getting into that category, and that is one of my new favorite authors from this year. Newest fictional crush. I have so many crushes, guys, but this year the guy I'm crushing on is none other than August Cates from Unfortunately Yours by Tessa Bailey. Gosh, that guy was annoying and romantic and so gullible and lovable at the same time that I just couldn't stop swooning over it. So I really have to say him for this prompt. I really have to. Newest favorite character. For me, that is Breaker Kane, one of the Kane brothers from a long time coming book by Megan Quinn. Gosh, I love all the Kane brothers, and I have read so many characters, but I absolutely loved Breaker's character, where he was being a true and honest friend, at the same time loving, what's her name? Ophelia, with all his heart, but still being a best friend. I just loved how that character grew throughout the book, and everything about him, that he's one of my most favorite characters from all the characters that I have read this year. Books that made you cry. Not Many books have made me cry this year. Let me start there. I am normally a bawling, crying mess. And this year, so far, only one book has made me cry, and that definitely is an Emmanuel Snow book, and that is Legend and Country. I absolutely loved it. It had me tugging on my heartstrings, and like her books always make me an emotional wreck, guys, a mess, and this did not disappoint either. I absolutely loved the book. At the same time, I was harping over it. So yes, this is one book that made me cry this year. Books that made you happy. For this, I have to say A Long Time Coming by Megan Quinn, because that, for a friends to lovers to soulmates kind of book, really was a happy ending that had my heart so happy. And as well as A Pint of Contention by Susanna Nix, which is the third book of the King Brothers or King Family series of 6 books yet, but this is the third and most latest book of the series, which I really loved. It was such a fun read, a very bright and happy read for me. So I really enjoyed the love, the characters, the plot of it. So that made me happy too. Most beautiful book you bought so far this year or received. Guys, if you all know, I was in a book buying ban where I did not buy a single book for almost 1.5 years. So, I did buy a book this year, or like rather, I ordered it last year because I really had to have it, and that is Chain of Thorns by Cassandra Clare. I bought the hardback with the reversible dust jacket, and it's oh so beautiful. And now you all must be wondering, why am I not showing this to y'all, or why didn't I ever do a book haul? Because guys, I kind of ordered it to my sister's place in Canada with an Amazon sale, because that was the only place I could have bought it. And like I was hoping she will come down with the book, but sadly she's not coming down anytime soon. She did send me a video which doesn't do justice to the book, and she goes on saying, oh my god, this book is so beautiful. So I can't wait to get my hands on it. I have already read the ebook, but guys, that book is absolutely lovely. I'll just leave the video she sent me here, but this is not doing any justice to it. Like, oh wow, that book is just beautiful. Like, so beautiful. What books do you need to read by the end of the year? And like every year, guys, this question is going to be left open, because I have so many books that I have in my physical TBR as well as on my Kindle that I still have to read, but I do not know what I'll be able to finish by the end of this year. Just that I don't even know where to start and tell her these are the books that are remaining, because I have so many that I am yet to read. So many uh, popular books, so many underrated books, so many books that I love the synopsis and I got that I still have to read. So sadly, I can't give you all an answer for this last prompt of the tag. So that was the mid-year freak out book tag. But guys, like, am I freaking out? Yes, because I am really still getting out of a reading slump and my reading is slow. So I am like really freaking out internally, not sure if I'll ever meet my goal of 48 books, even though I have like very few more books to read to meet it. And I'm just trying not to think of it and add unwanted stress and pressure, and that would make my reading slumpishness even worse. So I am kinda freaking out, but let's see. I'm just having my fingers crossed and hoping for the gods of reading to give me more time and ability to read, I guess. I just want to know, how is yours reading going so far? Have y'all met y'all's target? Are y'all reaching it? Are y'all on track? And like, what are the books you loved or hated? Like, let me know in the comments down below. And if you want to do this tag, please go ahead and do it on Instagram, on TikTok, wherever you want. I would love to see your answers as well. So again, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you all won't miss out any of my videos. And if you all enjoyed this tag and my answers from the midday book freak out tag, don't forget to give it a thumbs up as well as share this with friends and family. So with that, I'll be wrapping up this video and promises of seeing y'all next week with another fun and bookish video. Here is me saying bye from Oh My Word Melly.